Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first edition of Rally Tales. So this is Rally Tales. Today we're going to be talking about the Bull and kind of how we came up with the concept of the Bull. So just a little bit of background. It's a 2014 R8 V10. We picked it up out of Houston, Texas. Can't think this morning. Picked it up out of Houston, Texas, and I got to really give a shout out to my buddy Jason Mashad, his son Jaden, who did Crown Rally 7 with us, knew that we were looking for a V10. You know, we were kind of, thinking, maybe a Lamborghini or an Audi. And he pinged me one day on Facebook and said, "Hey, are you still looking for an R8?" And I'm like, "Well, it could be. What you got out there?" And he sent me a link to this car, which I was blown away. 2014. Pictures on it, looked really good. It didn't look, in perfect condition, but it didn't look in bad condition. So, anyways, we reached out, called the guys. A lot of people have heard this story before. We reached out, called the guys, and they'd already had somebody that bought the car. So I'm like, okay, well, that car's not going anywhere. It's my car. When you know, by the way. So I'm just telling you, when you know something, you know something. It's just, I believe that in life. So anyways, this is on like a Monday morning. They had picked the car up on Saturday on a trade. True story. Well, no, I won't even tell the story because this will be out on the World Wide Web. But we'll just say this: they got a really good deal on the trade when they traded it in. Somebody came in and traded it in for a V10 M6 at Momentum BMW out in Houston, Texas, and they didn't give them a lot of money for it. So when they listed it, I don't think the used car manager knew it was out there. They put it out on the old interwebs, and number one was in the chute. Guy had the car bought, right? He's signed all the paperwork, but guess what? He was financing the car, and he didn't qualify to buy it. And I was like, "All right, dude, it's my car. Like, here's my credit card. Just take it. Take my money." And he's like, "No, there's somebody else in front of you." And I'm like, "What do you mean there's somebody else in front of me? How many people are in front of me?" He's like, "Just one other guy." And he's like, he's already faxed us the paperwork, and we're FedExing it to him. He's getting it signed off. It's a done deal. And I'm like, "It's not a done deal. That car is coming home with me. I'm telling you, it's coming home with me." So, truth be known, true story, he goes home and tells his wife, "Hey, I bought a Audi R8 V10. She's like, "No, you didn't." She's like, "You got to fix my car. My car's not working." Dude, happy wife, happy life. So shame on you, number one. But she's like, "No, you bring that car home, I'm leaving." So I guess he liked his wife more than he liked the car. So away it went, and he didn't get it. So I'm like, "Okay, it's my car." He's like, "Okay, it's your car." And they tried to jack with me on the price. I won't lie. They, I think they kind of caught on to what they had. I think they were playing some games. But anyways, I'm like, "No, here's my credit card. Take the money. You've already advertised this car. It's going home with me." So they take the money, and sure shit, we do the deal. We get the paperwork and everything, pretty much set up. I've got the deposit on there. I see the deposit clear. And one of the big things on this car was had a cracked windshield. Had two worn tires, I think right rear, front left. So they were unevenly worn, so they had to replace the tires on the car. And then they had to paint the front grille, which is sitting right there, which you can see, which I ripped off there right away and put the right style grille that goes on that car. So we get we get all that taken care of, and they're like, "You can't come until, next week during the week." I'm like, "Dude, screw that. Like, I'm busy." Like, I have a lot of shit going on in my life. I'm not just sitting around buying cars, no offense, but I'm picking the car up on Saturday. "Well, we won't have a tire for it, Texas law." And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna pay you to put a Continental tire on there," which, by the way, will fit the Beast up there, believe it or not. I have the same size Continental tire that I can put back on there. Which I probably won't, but I mean, it's in storage still. So anyways, they get a tire on the car. We fly out there on a Saturday. My wife is such a good person. Like, I'm doing the deal on the car. She's on the phone with the people at Momentum, or with Delta, getting us flights to fly out there and pick it up. So my wife and I fly out there, drive it back. And I'd like to say the rest is history, but it's not. So, you get a car like that, and you get such a good deal on it. You're like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with it?" Well, absolutely nothing, to be transparent. The only thing that we've done to this car mechanically that we had to do were brakes, which people know the story on. And we had to change out the mag ride suspension, which I put a set of BC coilovers on there. They were not expensive. A lot of people were poo-pooing them, and I'm telling you, the car hooked up. We ran 2 Crown Rallies on it. Did absolutely amazing. Even tire wear. I think I bought it from FCP Euro. They're not a sponsor on the car, but I'd like to say thank you to FCP Euro because they did a great job. So that's the purchase of the car. So that's, you know, number one. Number two, we put together a sponsorship package, which I probably have some sitting in here. Hang on 1 second, I'll dig one out, because I actually know that I do, because they're sitting right in here. I had 100 of these made, and I handed a few of them out, put them together. So this was our focus on Crown Rally 8. You know, we talked about the purchase of the car and everything that we did. By the way, you can see what the naked bull used to look like. And then we put information on there about the rally and talked about the rally. And of course, the most important thing is Rally for a Cause. And the charity that we supported at the time was the Epilepsy Foundation. Now that's grown to be 3 charities, which I think is amazing. If you don't know, Medina Shriners Hospital, and they just continue to do a lot of great things for a lot of people in need. We've got the Epilepsy Foundation, and of course, Hear the Cheers, which I'm partially deaf in my left ear, so I'm all about. So anyways, we get the car, we pick up a sponsor, G-Technique, and they've been great, by the way. So our commitment to them was, you know, we would do 2 events a year, some other stuff, blah, 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 blah. We've been to many events for them. It's been a pretty good partnership throughout. And we were the launch car for a product that they had coming out called Halo. And if you're not familiar with Halo, they do ceramic coatings, by the way. They kind of grew up in the marine aviation industry, got into automotive, based in the UK. Good group of guys. Anyways, Halo is specifically for vinyl wrapped cars or PPF. So if you know anything about vinyl or PPF, it will heat and shrink, or it will stretch and shrink, you know, based on the temperature outside, ambient temperature. And ceramic coating doesn't do too well on a material like that. So they invented Halo. Halo is very easy to apply, great product, works incredibly well. I rinsed that car off yesterday. Before I pulled it back in the garage, I drove it yesterday, tried to drive all these cars a little bit. And anyways, came out looking great. So we were the launch car for Halo. We got the cars, both of our cars, by the time we had those 2, not including the BJ42 up there, not an FJ. Talk to you about that later on. We talk about Rally Tales. But anyways, so the Bull, we got the Bull and the Beast in the International Auto Show of Atlanta. Thanks to our guys at Caffeine and Octane down in the tent. Of course, they had a spot there as well. So we're set. We run Crown Rally 8, have just an incredible time. Tail the Dragon, it's awesome. So then I go back to the sponsor and say, listen, we did it your way, and I know we're the launch car for Halo, but I'd like to do it my way. I want to change the look up, and I want to give this car kind of the personality that I think it deserves. Will you partner with me on it? And I tell you, in true sponsorship fashion, of course they're slow, but they're busy. They're running the company, and I understand that. They said yes, they stepped up. They got me in touch with Matt Braswell at Arlon. I came up with the design concept on this car. And at the same time, they were hooking me up, and I got to tell you, they helped me get in touch with the APR tuning. And APR is a sponsor on the car. Put I think a stage 1 tune on this car, which really does make a difference, believe it or not, on a Audi D10 R8. I think we're putting out about 60 more horsepower at the wheels, and you can really feel the throttle response on the car. That's one thing I will say is the car's quicker. I can't necessarily say it's faster, but it's quicker. But anyways, so we partnered with both of them, then we came up with the concept of this design. And they've got a guy over there, Conan, who I got to give a lot of credit to. Just a super, super cool guy, and he's a very big Audi enthusiast. And APR tuning, by the way, if you have anything BMW, Porsche, or Audi that you're looking at doing, I mean, they are the place to go. Take it from me, I would know. But anyways, they just do an incredible, impeccable job on these cars. And anyways, Talia Spain over there. So Eric Joseph is who I've really worked with at G-Technique for the majority of the time. Talia Spain, I got introduced to Talia through Eric, and told her what we're looking at doing on the car, and she's like, you know, I'm in. But I want to see what the design's going to look like. What are you thinking? And I said, well, you know, I'm really an Audi fan, if you can't tell, but the other one there, my daughter is A4, and I said, I really want to pay tribute to the Audi 90. From the IMSA GT Challenge that Hans Stuck drove in 1991. If you don't know the background on this, so Audi decided late in the game in '89 that they're going to enter the GT series with IMSA in 1990, and they're going to put their beautiful Audi 90, which just tore it up in the rally scene on the dirt rally stuff, for a few years. Just an amazing car, quattro inline 5-cylinder twin turbo, just a very unique car. Hans Stuck, a great driver. So they throw this race team together into IMSA and get it out there, and everybody's laughing. All the V8s, all the big motors are like, what are you thinking? This Audi, inline 5-cylinder. I mean, this guy right here has twice the engine, but probably is half as fast. Truth be known, because that car is just wide as hell, and just it hooked up. But they get out there and sure shit, they won the GT Challenge Series 2 years in a row, 90 and 91. And I kind of wanted to pay homage to that. I love cars with lineage. I love cars with a story. and I wanted to create our own story. So if you look at the color scheme on this, if you go out and you really Google the car, minus the green, if you look at the color scheme and the layout of this car, you know, it really does kind of mimic somewhat. Even the yellow headlights, those are a little bit off color, but it mimics that Audi 90 from the 90-91 series. So the other thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to tie in a little bit of color on this car. So if you look around and you notice, I've got some of this green stuff on here. And Crown Rally 9, what was unique about Crown Rally 9 was the, and I'll flash a picture in here when I edit this to splice it together with the trophy. But the font on the trophy for the 9, or the actual 9, Crown Rally 9 font, was very Miami Vice-ish, or Vice-ish, I should say. Not Ball Vice, but I do, you know, like Ball Vice. It's very Miami Vice-ish look. So I'm like, you know what, I want to bring in a little bit of that 80s retro flair, you know, late 80s, early 90s for this car. And I came up with a neon green. You know, if you remember, girls were wearing neon bathing suits back then, and you know, kind of fun to look at. But anyways, I pulled those colors into the car, and a lot of people were like, that's just gonna look like dog shit. I'm like, no, it's gonna work. I really think it's gonna work. And we've got subtle details in this car. By the way, the front lip spoiler was replaced. The old one, I have pieces of it here. But if you look at it, we even had the, there's the font, by the way. We had the 969 font, our car number. You can imagine why we had the 969 in there, but it really just, it was like Xanadu to me. Xanadu meets Miami Vice meets the Crown Rally. So that's kind of the history on the background layout of the color scheme on this car. And I have to tell you, the car was amazing on the rally, but not as much as the people. So the people on the rally are really what this is all about. And I'm telling you the story on this car, but later on we'll do some stories about people on the rally, because you know, I have my favorite people that I hang with, and those are my Crown Rally people outside of my family. And they're like an extended family to me, along with the guys that I served with the military. So it's really neat. It's a really unique scene. I'm really glad to be a part of it. But I wanted you to know the background on the bull and how it became the bull. By the way, so why the bull? If you've never seen our logo, you know, which I'll come over here and I'll show you a little bit. The logo on this car has some meaning. And by the way, I piss off Audi and I piss off Lamborghini folks when I do this, but just remember, we're all driving Volkswagens. So if you take a look at our logo there, and you can see, and it's probably backwards in the video, which is fine, it's just how it happens. So the background on this is in 1999, Volkswagen Automotive Group bought Lamborghini. And of course, when they bought Lamborghini, Brad, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a shout out there, I think that's backwards. But when they bought Lamborghini, 3 years later, they rolled out the Gallardo, which is a V10 with an engine built in, none other than Romania. So that car, you know, really was, you know, the first V10 after Volkswagen bought Lamborghini. So you had the Gallardo. So right behind that, 3 years later, so 2003, you saw that. 2006, you saw your first production, not in the United States, R8. And of course, it had a V10 in it. Right now, it's not the first V10 that Audi had ever, you know, produced, but you know, under Volkswagen with the Lamborghini and the two-door, you know, style car, sports car like this, it kind of was the first. The R8 was a car all within its own. By the way, it gave you a little bit of a peek up underneath her skirt right there. So there's a bunch of neat things going on in that car. Anyways, so we looked at this car. You know, kind of our thoughts around this car was, you know, really Volkswagen has done a great job of building some, you know, pretty incredible cars. If you look at Lamborghinis today, the Huracans, the Performantes, the SVTs, I mean, they're just like amazing cars. The R8 within its own right is an amazing daily driver, I would say, because I think it's a really, you know, it's a more subtle, understated car in some ways on performance cars out there. But anyway, so we came up with our own custom badge for that car, and that's how the name, the bull, got out there. So if you think about it, we got the Italian flag, we got the bull on the front, and then we got the German flag in the background. So the heart of the Italian, body of the German, if you will. And if you tear this car apart and you look at our gearbox and you look on the engine, you'll see stamped on it Audi Lamborghini, Audi Lamborghini. So, and I can post pictures of that as well, because we've had this thing taken apart and we know what it looks like. So, so for all of you out there that say, wow, that's an amazing Audi, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's neither an Audi nor a Lamborghini, it is a Volkswagen. So yes, going back to the, it's not air cooled though, going back to the lineage of, you know, the people's car, the Volkswagen. So that's kind of what we're all driving here. But that's the background, that's the story. My son, my co-driver, I have to tell you, amazing kid. His first semester, I'm gonna brag on him for a second, first semester in college this year, you know, straight A's while he's working, you know, pretty much almost full time. I don't know how the kid's pulling it off, but doing an amazing job in school. And we'll be running that car again as it looks, as it sits today. We'll probably redo some of the livery on it, but not a lot. That's going to run on Crown Rally 10. And then, of course, we'll talk about the Stallion. I want to call it the Stud, but, you know, keep it, you know, kid-friendly. The Stallion later on, because that's going to be running in Crown Rally 11 out west. And then, of course, we have the Beast, which is going to be running in Corsa Rally in Europe, which we're working on planning right now. And anyways, I wanted to, you know, if you like what you're hearing today, go down there and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to like us. Be sure to share this video. We want to try to get our followers up. The whole concept and the reason why we're going to do Rally Tales. Rally Tale number one is we really want to build some awareness around who we are, what we do, because the most important thing about this, it's not just about getting out and having fun, which is incredible, but last year, and I think I posted a video of why we rally, and I'll post it on the YouTube channel as well. But, you know, one of the big things behind this is our philanthropy and the things that we do. And, you know, there's some amazing things that we've been able to contribute and have changed the lives of many people. And personally, I want to set a goal out there and raise some money, but it's not for myself. And it's not for our team. And it will be determined next year, so we want to do something special. Some of you that know me already know probably what's going to transpire here, you know, but we want to make sure that we give back in a couple different ways. So not only to the charitable organization for Rally for a Cause, by the way, you should follow the hashtag Rally for a Cause, but also for some of the great people in Crown Rally. So we want to make sure that, you know, we give every single dime that we get is going to go, but it's going to go through an incredible group of people to make sure that they get recognized as well for all they do. So anyways, peace out. That's about 16 minutes too long. They always say make a video, make it 2 minutes long. This one's a little bit longer, but we're going to get it posted out. That's version 1 of Rally Tales. I look forward to seeing everybody soon. Again, like, subscribe us, follow us on Instagram, Ball Vice, and you can find us on Facebook, Team Ball Vice Racing. Ciao, peace for now.